Welcome to the NFT Podcast, Logan. And so, who are you and how are you, man?
Excited to be here. My name's Logan. I'm the founder of Plai. We help creators, small businesses, and entrepreneurs with digital marketing. It's a tool that makes it super simple for them. Some people are using it for the NFTs too. So we've been getting really heavy into the NFT space with our TikTok community, over 200,000 people over there too. So yeah, excited to be here.
Cool, man. You just named NFTs and you say that your company is created to them. And so, man, what are you most excited about NFTs? What's the power of NFTs for you? Just general talking.
Yeah, I mean, for me, just the ability to create a scarce digital asset, like we've all seen the memes everywhere. We've all seen, just these crazy, awesome things, like even, the Firefest tweet that went out like a few weeks ago that sold as an NFT, I think, for, a few $1,000s at over $10,000.
Cool, man.
Just these things that we always thought, were so free and available. I think it's great that some creators can actually start to make some money from them.
Cool, man. Cool, absolutely. So yeah, it great. It makes creators more greater than they are. And so it seems like we are on the 3rd of May today, and in 2 days it's happening something huge. Like Gary Vaynerchuk is dropping his NFTs, his first, not just NFTs. It seems like he's going to drop his platform. And like personally for me, like that I work in digital marketing for like all my career, for me this is a huge moment. And man, your Garyvee is going to drop. And what are your thoughts about this? What he's going to do with these NFTs?
As soon as he said he was dropping an NFT, I kind of like already knew what he was talking about. So like on our videos, we make a lot of Gary Vee sort of based content, like Gary Vee strategy for Facebook ads or Gary Vee strategy for LinkedIn ads, things like that. But I've always seen him kind of do these doodles, these drawings. So I knew that was going to be a component of it.
Yeah.
And I think it's going to be interesting. Like I didn't want to go too into it because I respect his project. I don't want to give away too many things that I think it could be. But it sounds like it's going to be a book component too. It is on his own NFT platform.
Yeah.
Um, I'm excited for it. I'm not really sure. Like he even like layered like a book component, but I think like it's not so much on the front facing artwork of it. Like I love art and everything too, but I think it's going to be more heavy on the back end. Like I think there's going to be components like unlockable features,
Yeah.
maybe stage passes, set up time with him. I think those sort of things are going to be the more interesting value add for his NFT drop.
Yeah. He I don't think that he will just care about like the heart of it. Also because like I saw that there are like some drawings that he made on his end. So with all respect, with Gary, you are an artist, you are a drawer, but maybe you don't want to focus too much like on art. You want like to build something greater on it, and I think it will be like a huge shot for all people that like work in marketing because we are going to learn a lot about it. And like so you do you think that like honing with NFT we will like unlock more features and like more perks in the future?
Mhm. Yeah, I think so. I think like right now NFTs are set up so you whether you list on OpenSea or Rarible, you kind of just set it up and you get like a nice royalty fee. You That's kind of like what artists get right now, but I think
Yeah.
some artists are getting more into the back end, like where you're able to unlock full albums now. You're able to unlock, like I said before, like backstage passes. So I think that sort of back end functionality is something that we're just starting to get into. And I think it's going to be more prevalent across all NFTs in the years to come.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm excited for it. I think I'm definitely gonna like be ready to pick up one. I'm not even sure how much they're priced at, but
Oh,
we'll see.
so
Like,
yeah, he said like you should have like at least one Ethereum like to pay the gas fees, and it was okay. But now Ethereum like it costs a lot. I jumped into Ethereum of like luckily like before like this bull market of the last week. So yeah, man, I would love like to invest in like in his career. So if I just can pick one NFT this year, I think that like I can buy his one. It's because his NFT because like he also made me discover NFTs, like made me discover a lot of power tools. But yeah, it seems like it will be I don't know 0.5 hit, one hit. And before he was like I don't know if you saw it like on Instagram, he was like posting a story and saying, "So whoever like has got 20 more Ethereum to spend in my NFTs, drop me a message. I need to ask you some questions. Like, so whales in the Ethereum. 20
Yeah.
Ethereum, man, it's a lot, like $60,000 to spend in Garyvee. But I'm sure that like there will be a reward for these people. He has got a huge brand to protect and to increase, so he don't want like to do like some people that just selling NFTs this way.
Yeah, yeah. I actually like I'm interested in it from an investment standpoint, just because I think it's a good hedge against the volatility potentially of Ethereum. Like Ethereum just crossed like
Yeah,
3,000, I think, today,
yeah,
and it has. I think it's going to stabilize, but like I think it with Gary Vee, I think he has such a large social following. I think it could maintain its value pretty well, and potentially
yeah.
you could get a pretty good return on it in a few years, and it's a good hedge against some of that volatility that you might see if you just keep it in Ethereum.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. If like yeah, if value of Ethereum now will be like correlated to his career, I think that he's got like not just 9 million followers on Instagram, but basically like I think he owns the web. Like he's like the king of medias.
Yeah.
Like he's everywhere. Yeah. For a second, I also thought about why Ethereum is having like this bull market during like Garyvee NFT drop. It's a coincidence, or like maybe all his community, like 9 million
I don't.
people, like buying Ethereum to jump
I,
in.
I think it's definitely part of it because he had like a how-to guide on his like on one of his links. So he had like a how-to guide on like how to buy Ethereum through Coinbase, and
Yeah,
then how to set up your MetaMask. And I
yeah,
think like that could easily be a part of it because some people are just like I'm too lazy. Like there's no clear how-to guide from like a
yeah,
like a reputable source.
yeah,
And right when we first started talking about it, I think the price dropped all the way to like $2,000. A few weeks ago, it was like right around like $2,200. Since then, I think it's definitely part of it. Like Bitcoin is up, but it's not up like 9-10% like Ethereum is today.
yeah.
So I definitely think it is a part of it, for sure.
Yeah, and it's cool. It's really cool to see, why? Because like we have seen like Gary Vee. I've personally seen like very like the person like educate me about everything on social media. He just posted a lot of contents, of course, motivational content, inspirational, educational, like how to build a marketing plan and everything. And it's incredible because like when like he merchandise like some t-shirts, some shoes, I don't know if you remember, like he made a lot of shoes, but I never bought something like that. And they like costing like I don't know 40, 50, $60, and also like with empathy wine. But now that like he's dropping NFTs and like 100 per like that price, a lot of people are joining this, and that makes me like envision something in the sense that like let's talk about the web, the stages of the web. So web 1.0, like from 1995, since the dot-com bubble, was like about informational web. So you have like web pages, you just use it like basically for communicate and for like look for resources. Then web 2.0 was about like social links, so share, follows, likes. So that's kind of reward. That's like our currency in the actual web, like with social media, like likes and follows. But now we are seeing like a web 3.0 in which like economic and like finance it's the basic of everything. So if really we are building this sort of metaverse that now we are going to cover, in which like we can see Gary Vee that it was just very like always informational, always educational. He is now transforming all his profile, all his community in something that's it's related to economic and economic links. So tokens you earn, investment you make, assets you own, and he started to educate us as a community and became like and make us became like investors. So I think that since I follow him like from 2016. That's so powerful, man. I'm very grateful that I follow him and all his advice because now he wants to turn us into investors. And if he's doing it, that he's always like the earliest one in everything we do on social media. That means something. That's like the future of social media, man.
Yeah. I mean, I think it's like a lot of his audience isn't, into, crypto or NFTs yet, but I think he's done a great job of, like, even before, like, a lot of his audience wasn't in digital marketing before.
Yeah.
And a lot of people think he's just like a motivational speaker and things like that, but he's a pretty good marketer. And he does a great job of kind of breaking it down and making it easier for everyone to understand. I think definitely that price movement in Ethereum, part of it was because he created such a easy how-to guide. And yeah, it's going to be exciting. I'm definitely bullish on Ethereum, though. I think, like, you're talking about like Web 3.0.
Yeah.
I think a lot of our service and, like, DeFi, I think Ethereum is a very interesting platform. I've been holding it for a while. I think it's definitely going to hit, at least 10,000. No lie. I guarantee I think it has to hit at least 10,000 just based on the financial markets that it impacts, based on all of NFTs are based on the Ethereum network as well. And this market continues to boom. It's a good place to be. I think Garyvee's done a great job of kind of not only promoting this event, but like also, like I said, like breaking it down and telling people, okay, now you need a MetaMask, and now you need make sure you wait for my platform, because it is a lot of steps. Like I have like I've combined like 5 different platforms. I have Binance, and then Coinbase, and then Kraken, and then it's a mess. So I think he does a great job of making it easier for his following to help him out.
Yeah, the same, man. I like when I started like with MetaMask and all of these, like I do every myself. So which platforms can I trust the most? Because at the beginning, like the problem for me was like there are different platforms. Coinbase, there is Binance, there is crypto.com. So which one do I trust the most? And then there is like MetaMask, but like what is MetaMask? Are there like other similar software to MetaMask? And then of course I'm going like to drop all these guides here in the description for you guys that are listening. And that's, yes, it's very easy, like 5 steps, and you can open like a MetaMask wallet. I think MetaMask is here to stay. There are different wallets, like also Engine Coin is an interesting one. There are different rewards, but we will talk later on another episode. Yeah, he is very educational this. And so, yeah, man, seems,
Yeah.
yeah. No, go, please, man.
One more thing on that. One more thing on that is that I think, like, a lot of the times, like, we look at our parents who are kind of scared to sign up for websites back in the day, like back in 1995. They're scared of giving their information. I think some people still have that hesitancy with with a MetaMask or with a Coinbase. So I think, like, this stuff, I don't think it's going away. I think it's pretty much solidified. There is already a base there. So I think sometimes you just have to pull the trigger. Like, some people were scared to sign up for websites back in 1995, and now we do it every single day. Yeah. So if you look at it like that, I think it's makes it a little bit easier.
Yeah, and what do you think about like privacy and security of all this stuff, all these like MetaVerse and blockchain like tools, softwares?
Yeah, I think blockchain is built for security and privacy, but there is always that kind of that interface layer, like with a Coinbase or with a Binance. I don't know, like that's not my area of expertise. It's tough to touch on that, but I think it's getting better for sure. I think it's getting a lot better than what it used to be.
Yeah, I agree, man. Yeah, this is like the big step to do. That's also for like Ethereum 2 that is going to drop. We don't know why. We don't know when. Like I was talking before with our person, he said like it's been like 3 years that they say, okay, Ethereum 2 will be dropped next month. Ethereum 2 will be dropped next month. But yeah, that's like basically the power of it, that we're going to see like with less gas fee, more security, more safety, more privacy, and more. It will be like more decentralized, and that's like the most powerful thing. Okay, man, so we are like opening a theme that it's the metaverse. What a huge word. What's this metaverse, man? Would you like to start talking about this?
Yeah, so the metaverse is one of the companies that's doing the metaverse really well right now is Decentraland. And I actually just bought a piece of land in Decentraland. We could talk about that, but the metaverse is this sort of virtual reality world where kind of some of the intent is to like mimic the real world, but it's also just this place where you can have a better social experience with your friends. Like for me, I'd rather surf a 60-foot wave with my friends, in this metaverse versus just sitting on the couch watching like a Netflix show. So I think like these are some of the capabilities that the metaverse has to offer. Being able to transport over to London, or being able to transport over to just a different part in the metaverse, and just being able to experience these amazing things with people that we've been in lockdown for 2 years over here, and it seems like even longer. So I think like this metaverse, there is demand for it, and a company that's actually really building out the metaverse right now and has large intent to is Epic Games, and they just got $1 billion from Sony and some other investors. And what's interesting is that the CEO is talking about how they don't want to mimic the real world. They want to keep it more like a Fortnite gamified sort of a graphics, which I think is pretty cool, more cartoony. And also, there's so much demand already for it. The software is already there with Fortnite. Battle Royale, there's already Travis Scott concerts in Fortnite. So I think the demand there is there. The software is there with 5G rolling out, and we're just kind of waiting on the hardware. Like the hardware is not there yet. I still access Decentraland just through my web browser right now.
That's crazy, man. That's crazy. Like this metaverse, I'm really enjoying the fact of like that. Of course, after COVID, there always been like a huge. I always like think that like COVID has been like the fourth industrial revolution. Like we are now moved into a digital world. Of course, not just digital, but there is like an increase of all these standards towards digital. So we need to see something like this. And of course, I think that all this like boom of NFTs is correlated to COVID and after COVID. That's very interesting. So like metaverse, like to recap, like it's the virtual version of our traditional real world. It's like the 3D internet. This is like a definition that I found in these days, and that's very interesting. So, and everyone, like every company and every individual, like can exist, can interact, can work, can socialize, can trade, can create, like normal world. Just you're doing online, and you are doing like I think games. They are a good example, like to understand. You can like move to a game to another. So Call of Duty to like Fortnite, like, and it's like a portal, that like brings you in a way to another, in a place to another, and like you've got your own avatar. You can customize it how you want, and like it's like you but more cool, like in the metaverse. And I wanted like to say that like two biggest, so for developers, two biggest like platforms for developers, because you mentioned like Fortnite, Epic Games, and they developed like Unreal Engine, that like it's the biggest software like to build stuff in the virtual world. And there is also Unity, that it's used by Facebook to build do you remember the name of like Facebook Oculus, like they use it like for their access to the metaverse. And so
Yeah, so we used to like rely on code to build websites, and right now, every single day. But the metaverse is built on these engines like Unreal Engine or Epic Games, or Unity Engine. And yeah, it's going to be exciting. There's new players coming into it. Facebook Horizons is coming out too. I think that's going to be an interesting competitor to Decentraland. But I mean, I'm all in on Decentraland. Like some of the land in Decentraland is going off for like $200,000 right now.
crazy.
It's insane because it's like I had to become like a real estate agent. Like I've never been into like, real estate and stuff like that, but I have to go in, assess the land, watch YouTube videos and kind of figure it out. And then not only that, you can kind of build whatever you want. So there's like an architect component. So I just think the entire economy is going to be built in this metaverse. But I mean, I'll tell you, like I paid $6,000 for my piece of land, and it's like a small piece of land. Some people are dropping like $200,000 for a total estates, but it's fun. Like I made a little gallery in there. I can show off some NFTs, invite some people over, and some of my friends are over in Miami, so I'm not able to get on a flight right now, and it's fun.
That's so cool, man. Yeah, yeah. About the Decentraland, like just one thing I wanted to say, like because the Unreal Engine in Unity, we need like to see them like the habilitator like for the Decentraland, and we need to see like them like the equivalent of the Metaverse on iOS and Android, and that's like a correlation that like makes me a bump in my head.
Yeah.
Okay, and so yeah, you say the Decentraland, so. Now I want to know like because I'm not in the Central End, but I want to join. How how is it like to buy a piece of land in the Central End?
So it's pretty easy once you sign up for Decentraland. There's like this little section called the marketplace, and you can select, a plot of land. There's only 90,000 parcels of land available in all of Decentraland. So like that's what made me kind of say, okay, this land could go up in value and
So
resell it,
90,000.
because there's that,
Okay.
yeah, 90,000 parcels of land. Some companies are buying up huge pieces of land, or I think like Binance has their own like piece of land in there. But you can buy up these like 16 by 16 little plots of land. I just have a little plot of land, and yeah, I'm just playing around with it, having fun, building whatever I want on there. Have like a little swimming pool. But once you kind of like go in, you have to assess the price of land. There's little plazas you kind of want to be around. You can see the price of land around you as well. And once you have that, you just need mana. So mana is the currency in Decentraland, and you can buy it right on Coinbase. Right now, it's like around $1.45. So that could actually be a good investment. Interesting too. Like if Decentraland continues to increase, I could see um, mana going up to $3, $4. But once you have that, you transfer it over to your Decentraland account, and then you can buy that plot of land right from someone who's selling it, and you can jump in and start building on it and publish it to the metaverse. So overall, like it took about, once I found the right piece of land, the whole process took about maybe 10, 15 minutes to actually buy it, and then building on it was just fun. I was just doing it like all night long. So it's fun.
So cool, man. So you say mana is the token of the Central, but you need to pass before from Coinbase or whichever,
Mhm.
and then so you cannot buy tokens of mana inside the Central. You need to buy it on a marketplace before.
Yeah, they might have their own wallet or something, but I didn't see an option to actually buy mana
Okay.
from Decentraland. But they have like an easy to copy address that you just copy the address and paste it over to your Coinbase account, and then you
Yeah.
can send it right over to your Decentraland and buy the land.
Ah,
They
cool.
also have like wearables. You can buy shoes. Yeah, I know like Sega is getting really into. They have like their own arcade, and people are like gambling in there too. So you can gamble like your mana, which is real money, and yeah,
Cool, cool. So you don't even need like a MetaMask. You just go over from it. That's so cool. No, it's very interesting because like real estate, it's like one of the most ancient like business in the world. So for us that like we cannot afford like to be in the real world real estate because it's very expensive. At least you're not so good like with loans from the bank, but that's like another level of like investment. So yeah, you can like move into the central. And why you choose the central? Because I know there are like other competitors like crypto voxels, some stuff, but you just why you like to choose the central end? Like because it's more mainstream, you think? Like it's more known?
yeah. I think it's going to get a lot better, but like definitely the scarcity fact, like that's only 90,000 parcels. I think the land value is going to go up, and it's just fun. It's fully built out. Like there's Earth 2, which is kind of like you can buy land in the real world. So I tried to buy, like the actual Facebook headquarters one time, but it's already bought up. But right now, like Earth 2 and some of these other platforms, you can only buy land, like maybe in the real world, but you can't really do anything with the land. Um, I think we can talk about this later, but like I think there's a huge opportunity for people to be better able to showcase their NFTs, showcase their land, and I just like Decentraland because everything in there is an NFT, and yeah, I just got to I can showcase all my NFTs and make like a little gallery and show it off to people too.
That's amazing. So like you can build so you buy a piece of land And like, what's the limit of what you can build on that piece of land? Is there a limit or not? You can build what you want, like in the high on levels. Like, I don't know if you like
Yeah.
can build a skyscraper of like 100 like floors. I don't know. How does it work?
Yeah, there is, based on your size of land, there is like a height restriction for what you can build.
Okay.
And there is a certain amount of like items that you can put on your land because it's just too heavy. And there is like a height restriction, and I don't think they're terms of pixel, but it's like a pixel limit as far as how much you could fit on your land. But they have little frames that you can add to your home or your gallery. They have YouTube links too, so like I added the YouTube link so people can go check out my YouTube or TikTok even. And you literally just copy and paste your OpenSea link of your NFT and plug it right in, and it loads into the metaverse. And anyone who's walking around can check out your NFT on your land at any time. So yeah, it's just like a great place to. Yeah, I mean, I always love going to like art museums. I haven't been to like an art museum in so long, so I think it's just a fun way to kind of rekindle that, you know, that sort of flame, I guess.
Cool, cool, very cool, man. And like, do you know like if there is like a minimum limit to buy? I don't know. So if I just want to spend, or if anyone like here just want to spend like $100, can you buy a piece of land, or I don't know if it's enough.
Yeah, right now the minimum that I've seen is around $4,000
Oh my
for any
God,
piece of land. Yeah, like
four.
there's no piece of land. Yeah, and like in mana prices, that's about like 5,000 mana because the price of mana is $1.50 basically right now. So as like the price of mana increases, I think this land will increase as well, and more people and more companies are just picking it up. So land around me is already like $15,000. I got mine for 6,000. So I think easily double. So it is kind of like a profit thing. Like it is kind of like a real estate play. So like I think the metaverse is going to create these full-on new economies for real estate agents, even for architects, and just for fun because I like making. Play is like a digital marketing tool, and I've kind of created this like virtual business right now where I'm offering to design like design or like kind of build on your metaverse or on your Decentraland land, and I'm showing people like the results of play like through that, but just creating like this like little service to see how it goes. I don't think anyone's getting into it yet, but I think entire economies will be built in the metaverse for sure pretty soon. I think we're like 5 to 10 years out though.
Wow, man. So you are building your business on the central end already. That's very smart move
Yeah,
from you. And I want to join this place, but like there are some money like to spend.
yeah.
I hope like I knew it like 1 years ago, and 1 year ago it maybe was like, of course, cheaper. But so you say that all the pieces of the
Mhm.
land have been already bought. So if you want to buy one, you need to buy it from a reseller.
I think there's some available, but on the marketplace you can only buy, like you really want to be by these plazas because it's more close to everything. So I'm centered by the Decentraland University. I'm centered by the Carnival Festival because like there'll be festivals. So like I'm by the festival area, I'm by the casino area, and like this plaza. So you're more high traffic. It's more higher. It's higher worth, and then also you can rent out this land to people. So I have plans to. I'm talking with an NFT artist who's pretty big right now. Who I'm like, you want to somehow work together where we can. I'll take down my NFTs and we could put up your NFTs on my land and invite a bunch of people and have like a little viewing party for your NFT art on my land. So like, I think there's ways that where you can like rent out your land, rent out your space, and um, yeah, I think that's really exciting to me too. I think there's like a
Wow.
few different revenue streams. I'm just like, it's kind of an experiment right now.
Wow, wow,
So
wow. Sorry, you say rent your Decentraland, man. I didn't think about this powerful. So you buy a
yeah,
piece, like you become like an art curator in the sense that okay, artist, just come to my museum, like this room
yeah,
for you. Wow, I didn't think about it. That's very powerful. So
yeah,
that's like how the value increase also. How like how you can refill your money by renting, and you can refill your money by because building a business not needed. Of course, it's an exclusive place to build a business, and then
yeah.
like you or like and then you see like the price of mana that can increase, and so this is how you get your money. That's power. There are a lot of streams of income. And do you think that
Yeah,
like one day, so in the metaverse, there will be like Decentraland and other types of Decentraland, and then I hope they like they can communicate from each other. Like if Decentraland, like I don't
yeah,
know, it's a city
yeah.
like Chicago, and like there is another city like it's like London, and then you can like move from one city to another, like with the plane. I don't know, with the portal, with a teletransport. I don't know.
Yeah, that's why it is like a gamble right now. Like it's still like the wild, wild west. With Facebook Horizons coming out, like Facebook Horizons could destroy Decentraland because it's a lot better.
Yeah.
Horizons is more like The Sims, and Decentraland is kind of like a virtual Sims in a way, but I think it's more based on NFT. I think the Facebook Horizons will be more kind of just a way to connect with people. But then Epic Games, I guarantee you, they're going to kill it. There's a book called Ready Player One and Ready Player Two, actually, where the metaverse is built by gregarious games. And to have a gaming company behind the metaverse, I think is probably the right move because it's just a fun place. Like some people are like, oh, I don't want to live in the virtual world. Like the real world will always be better, but it is a place to like have fun and build stuff. So I think Epic Games is probably going to be the best, honestly. But I don't think I think they're a few years out from building it. So, but
Wow.
yeah, Epic Games, I think they're going to kill it. They're going to do pretty good.
Wow. Well, so you say there is a book, Ready Player Two.
Ready Player One's the first one, and they actually have a movie. So if you want
Yeah,
to get
yeah, yeah,
like
yeah.
the actual
I
visual,
saw the movie. I don't remember. I don't know about the two. I didn't know that there was like the two.
yeah, the book is amazing. So the book came out first, and I like it. I always have it right here. Like I have it all dog-eared up because I like nerd out on the metaverse all the time. But they just came out with Ready Player Two also. So I think that came out earlier this year. But it'll get you started. Another good book is Snow Crash by what I have it right here. Snow Crash by Neil Stevenson,
Let me see it.
and
Do you have it
yeah.
like the physical copy?
What was that?
No, do you have the physical copy? Snow
Yeah.
Crash. Snow Crash. Great, man. I'm going to link it then.
Ready
Ready
Player One, Snow Crash. So
Snow
actually,
Crash.
when I was working at Google, Sergey Brin, one of the co-founders of Google, recommended Snow Crash, and it was just like on one of his like reading lists. Like he sends it out, and it was amazing. It has a lot to. It's kind of more like cyberpunk sort of vibes. It's kind of like more gritty. It's not like it's not a children's book. I'll say it's like Ready Player One's like pretty out there already. Snow Crash is more kind of a little bit more like grungy, kind of in the weeds of the metaverse. So it's a good one.
Cool, man. Cool. So cool. I'm definitely going to read this book. So you say one thing before about like Decentraland. You can display your NFT, so that will be like the future of like galleries and museum in the NFT space. We're going to have like virtual worlds because some people let's say, okay, I buy my NFT. What do I do with the NFT? I hold it because like I believe in the person, in the artist. I resell it, or if it's art, because of course that's related to art or maybe to wearables, gaming, so I don't know. I can show it, and so the Decentraland seems like the place to do it.
Yeah. Right now, yeah, I agree. I think like for me, it was just a great place to show off my NFTs because right now they're just kind of sitting in my wallet. Like no one can really check them out. I think that's like a huge tech opportunities for someone to like build a more shareable wallet that everyone can see. I don't know if it's like a social network or something, but I think that's something I'm super interested in. Is like how could I see, without like seeing their amounts, but like how could I see all the stuff that they own in their wallet? Because the land in Decentraland's an NFT, but I also have pieces of art, and I think that'd be an interesting little future for like actual wallets of whether it's a coin wallet, whether it's mass, whatever. But
Yeah. And did you buy a lot of NFTs? Have you got like some NFTs?
I have a few. Yeah, I've mostly like been making them.
You make them?
Yeah, I've mostly been making them. So I actually have this piece of art I made. I don't know if you can kind of see it a
Yeah,
little
yeah,
bit.
yeah. I
I
see it
made
very
this.
well. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, so I turned that into an NFT, and yeah, just like dabble around. It's like a creative outlet. I think it's super fun. Like that's how I kind of got more into the space. I had to like get my hands dirty a little bit and like actually make it. I was like, okay, what's the process of like minting? Like, what's this like? What is this gas fee all about? Like, what's um, I think like that's kind of like how I learned. I just get my hands dirty. So I was like, I pumped out a few, and yeah. But
Cool.
what my biggest, my definitely my biggest NFT that I purchased is that piece of land in Decentraland.
And where did you upload your NFTs? Where did you mint them? Which platform you use?
I I started off with Rarible, but I just don't think the discovery was that good. So I switched to OpenSea, and it's super easy to like repost your Rarible to OpenSea. But I think OpenSea is a I don't know. I like do you like OpenSea?
I never minted like personal NFT. I still haven't minted them. Like preparing, still working on them. But yeah, I think OpenSea is good. I think the only issue about NFTs maybe like because it's the most known, there are also the most of like artists and more hard rock. So like if you're not maybe so famous, if you're not just don't have like a brand, like it's more difficult like to find you inside OpenSea. But yeah, I think of course it's good. And like, did you pay
Yeah,
to mint them on to mint them on OpenSea?
I did. Yeah, I forgot the price, but I think it was like I don't know, maybe like $30 or something. I
30
don't think it was
bucks.
that much.
Not much.
It wasn't much, but I had to like transfer over the ETH, and
Cool.
I don't think it was that much, but um, yeah, I mean, I think that is a problem with like some of these sites. It's hard to discover new art. They kind of put up like all the best projects. So I think there is. I've heard some things like there's like a lot of it. Like Garyvee's launching a NFT platform now, so I'm sure there'll be even better ones coming out.
We are going to use it. Yeah. Anyway, yeah. And like one of two person I talk like every day. They say they are launching the NFT platform. So we are going to see like thousands of them. But few of them will be very valuable, and we will see why. But anyway, man, I wanted to ask you like a last question because you mentioned before something I don't know if I understand well or not. You worked for Google, right? Before,
Hmm.
like what did you work like in the digital marketing, like in Google? You worked like in digital marketing?
Yeah, so I
Yeah,
was in product marketing, so I actually built a lot of the like Google Analytics features, a lot of the YouTube ads features as well.
cool.
Um, and yeah, so I was like more on the actual building, but then I switched more to like educating people on how to use our tools more efficiently. So mostly on the product side though.
Cool, cool. So from like so you're like with coding expertise, like you've got tech skills. So okay,
Yeah,
cool, cool. And
definitely.
like because like you worked in a huge tech company in a corporation. What do you think about like the link between these companies, like maybe the four, Facebook, Amazon, Apple, and Google, and like we can say also like Microsoft. What do you think about the correlation between these companies and NFTs? Where and if are we going to see something from them?
Hmm. I think I think the easiest thing is that instead of like watching YouTube, I think like the easiest way is like that they would all kind of work together in the metaverse, whether it's through Epic Games or Decentraland. I think you'll be buying your products kind of firsthand. Like you're not going to be using a 2D interface like we're talking on right now. It's going to be more interactive, a 3D interface. So I think we're going to be watching YouTube in like more 3D environment. I think we're going to be searching on Google in a more 3D environment, shopping in a 3D environment, and for them to get into NFTs, I don't know. I think I'm not really sure how. I think Amazon could probably do it a little bit easier than Google because they have the physical products. But I think they're all. I think even companies like Ford, even companies like Tesla, are going to be in the metaverse doing something there very soon.
Cool, man. It's cool. That's a good vision. Yeah. So, do you think that like in this metaverse world, and because like we've got blockchain, we've got Ethereum that will. I always like thought about Ethereum like also like the future Google in the sense like so the place in which like we look for other resources like we use Google today. So, what's the future like of Google in a blockchain world? Do you think that like they are going to adapt, they are going to survive, they are going like to build any way to switch their business model, or do you think that like we don't see anymore like Google because like they don't want to join the blockchain world, they don't want to join this decentralized world because of course what's the power of blockchain? That's decentralized. And why the blockchain is like rising now? Because we don't want anymore like Facebook or Google to own our data. So what do you think about that?
Yeah, so I think Ethereum could be a lot like Amazon, like as far as AWS goes. I think Google could adopt more of blockchain aspect for sure, but less of an NFT aspect. But I think Instagram and YouTube, because they're so creator focused, I think they would be the two potential leaders in NFT. I don't know if it's going to be a marketplace. Maybe it's easier to mint certain videos and only some of your community can see them like right away versus having to export it out to Wearable. I know, or export it out to OpenSea. I know one person is the founder of Twitch. I forgot his name, but the founder of Twitch recently listed his YouTube videos on OpenSea. So I think if that function was available right within YouTube, I think they could be a pretty strong leader in NFTs. But I think Google's more of like a blockchain play versus an NFT.
Hmm. Very interesting, man. Very interesting perspective. How about like the founder of Twitch, of which I never remember the name, but he opened a great YouTube channel. I saw it. How did you mint his NFTs? I don't know if you know like how to mint a YouTube channel. Just like put the link of the video, or like upload it from the beginning, like if you are uploading it on YouTube Creator Studio.
So I've only done like how you're asking like how did he upload the video to OpenSea? So I it's definitely not linked from YouTube. I know that. It's definitely not linked from YouTube. I'm not really sure. I'm not really sure because I've only uploaded image files. I don't think. Maybe there's like an MP4 or a .mov file you uploaded. Maybe it's just an image of the file because there is a way where you upload your NFT and then you can like add an image and then you can like add a link for when someone buys it and then you can get that file afterwards. So maybe that's how we did it. He took a screenshot of the thumbnail potentially, and then added the link for download once someone purchased it. But I think they're still up there. And I think some of them sold for 5,000, 6,000. But definitely a good idea. And I think YouTube would be, if they head in that direction, it'd make it a lot easier.
Yeah, I can't wait to buy my favorite YouTube video, but I won't tell you guys which one, otherwise you are going to buy it too. Cool. So, yeah, I think that maybe like we covered a lot, man. Really glad like we discovered all these topics. I don't know if there is something about like your profiles that you want to share. Of course, I'm going to link them here in the description. I don't know like if you've got plans for NFTs. Okay, we say Garyvee. Have you got some other plans for NFTs, or just like looking for just waiting for the next interesting thing to buy or not?
Yeah, we have some plans to drop some of our own. All of our socials are like at play.io. So check us out on TikTok. Definitely, that's where we post the most. YouTube at play.io as well. But yeah, we're gonna be dropping stuff and posting about it there.
Cool, cool. Definitely, we're going to check them. So, thank you, Logan, for coming today here at the NFT podcast.
Thanks for having me.